There is a bear in the woods. For some people, the bear is easy to see. Others don't see it at all. Some people say the bear is tame. Others say it's vicious and dangerous. Since no one can really be sure who's right, isn't it smart to be as strong as the bear? If there is a bear.
Before Clinton was shooed into office, he had to compete against a host of other Democratic candidates. The media focused on 4 of these candidates, but there was a 5th candidate the press did not report on.
There's no makeup here?
This is Larry Agron, a former mayor of America's largest master plan city, which received a United Nations award for its environmental vision. Polls during the New Hampshire primary said Agron had 2% of the vote. Then it doubled to 4%.
They promised to bring this stuff over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually I talk at this level.
How about if I run over that Super Saver? I would say that's...
One of Agron's staff had to run over to the Super Saver and buy some makeup because the network had broken its promise to provide it. This was typical of the media's treatment of Agron. When he appeared at this Democratic Candidates Forum, this Associated Press photo simply cropped Agron out of the frame. During the New Hampshire primary, Agron's only live commercial TV appearance was through this satellite feed to ABC's Nightline. But the Nightline program wasn't directly about the election. When Agron complained to news executives about his lack of coverage, he was told he had not earned the right to media exposure because he had not received enough media exposure.
You looked all right on camera.
What's that?
You look all right, there's no hot spots.
Really? Okay. Well, usually I got a mustache that shows through here.
Okay,
Why don't you go get some stuff,
I
Mike?
am going to go this needle down.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Campaign funds.
Without media exposure in the debates, Agron couldn't quickly receive federal campaign funds, and his candidacy lost momentum. The Democratic Party refused to include Agron in the debates or to speak to the networks on his behalf. Agron talked about his exclusion, saying, "I've challenged my own party for its continuing complicity in Cold War thinking, Cold War rhetoric, and Cold War budgets."
As the first generation of a technological society, we have been acted upon by forces of such power that few, if any, of us can understand. Extensive information gathering on every American, human experiments with drugs and psychosurgery, electronic surveillance, the era of the computer, invasion of privacy, growing government and corporate power over our lives, a people plagued by dehumanization, loneliness, and violence. Dramatic? Perhaps. But we are losing control of our technology and our lives. Not so long ago, people in a similar situation did not awaken to the forces around them. Are we so unwise as to do the same?
Nowadays, most of us need someone to run our personal life. Someone to see that the plants are watered. Someone to make sure the place is clean. Someone to make sure dinner is waiting. Someone to call for theater tickets. Someone to make up those cheap excuses. What we need is light!
You have your syllabus there?
No, I don't.
I'd love to see how-
Propaganda and persuasion.
Is this your test?
No, this was the essay that we were doing.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm pleased today to introduce you to former Governor of California, Jerry Brown. He indicates that he is going to open up with a brief statement, 2 or 3 minutes, and then he's opening the floor up to questions from you. And I've guaranteed him that you have very intelligent questions to ask him. Okay? All right. Former Governor Jerry Brown.
Okay.
Propaganda and persuasion.
Okay. It's very appropriate to have a person in a political campaign talk about propaganda and persuasion. You've probably seen a lot of the propaganda of this campaign. Have you seen those TV commercials? Do you consider those propaganda? Now, you believe everything that they say, right? Well, you know something? They work. And when you watch those TV commercials, your minds are being influenced. Marshall McLuhan. Everybody know who Marshall McLuhan is in this class? Does anybody know who Marshall McLuhan is? Nobody. Nobody in this entire classroom. Interesting. All right. He wrote a book called The Medium is the Message. And he was a critic of modern communications. He was a professor from Canada. Anyway,